All right, time for another Nerdy Virgin podcast, right? I'm trying this as a video thing now because I think it's easier to upload. I think we all want video now. We all want video now, right? It's all about video. This is a terrible angle. I look like I have a tiny head and a huge body. But on the other hand, I've got to lean this against something because I just don't want to be holding it the whole time. That's all right. This is better. This is fine. This is great. I'm feeling a lot better about this. I was doing these podcasts where I would walk around the neighborhood, but I'm feeling old and tired, so I'm going to try doing it as a video podcast today. We're going to see how this goes. We're going to see how we're doing. How am I doing? I just had a nervous breakdown last week, and boy, are my arms tired. I did have a nervous breakdown. I just kind of went, oh my God, how am I going to keep going? And I don't need to spiral into these things. I really don't. You'd think after all these years, there's always a small voice in the back of my head that's like, you don't need to do this to yourself. You don't need to. You don't need to panic right now. You are aware that it never accomplishes anything, and it only just adds wear and tear to your body, your mind, and your soul. And I listen to that voice, and I go, I appreciate where you're coming from with that. But if you don't mind, I'm now going to punch you in the face and continue punching myself in the face. And that is how I live my life. I'm also trying to look at the camera so that I'm not looking down. I'm trying to do a better job making eye contact with the phone. One day, this phone is going to start talking back to me. It's going to happen to all of us. But one day, Siri's going to go, shut up. No one's listening. You don't have the listenership for this, and I can't stand it anymore. Shut up. They're mowing the lawn outside. They mow the lawn. Every day, someone's mowing something out here. I'm in a neighborhood that's very conscious of the grass situation. And it's fine right now because it's 12:35. This is the appropriate time to be doing it. Now, I don't know, I think mowing the lawn when it's early in the morning, that's crazy. But there's a point at which it gets later in the morning, and it really is my problem, not the lawnmower's problem, you know? At that point, I'm the one at fault. But I think I'm coming to the conclusion that the primary reason why I do this is because this is a way for me to just talk through my issues. Now, the other weird thing is that as I'm doing this right now, there's this bubble coming up on the screen with a like. Maybe this is live? I don't even know what I'm recording on right now. I'm very confused by this. I'm also taking a moment to look at all the gray hairs that I have. The gray hairs are increasing. The number of gray hairs are increasing. Well, you just dye your hair, Josh. Just dye your hair. Nah. I don't know. You know, even when I was young, I mean, I looked young, but I feel like I was never young. Do you realize that no matter what age I was at, no matter where I went, the music, always too loud. Always too friggin' loud. And it's only getting louder. It's only getting worse. Part of the reason why I stopped going to see movies in the theater. I just don't want it blasting in my ears. I like to watch the movie at home so that I can, at any point, go to the bathroom. And I don't have to deal with other people. And I'm beginning to sense a theme here. The other thing that multiple people have told me is you should have a guest on these podcasts. And you know what? They're right. But I'm stubborn. I want to be. Listen, if Bill Burr can do it, by God, if Bill Burr can do it, so can I. Granted, he can go for an hour. I mean, he can talk about. There's a lot he could talk about, and there's a lot he does talk about. I think he tends to bring in more current event stuff and formulate opinion on it. What's my opinion on current event stuff? Maybe we should let AI take over. I mean, maybe the sooner the better. ChatGPT has been nicer to me than most people in my life. ChatGPT has been polite. I say thank you. It says you're welcome. It's been very informative, more informative sometimes than the doctors when I'm asking medical questions. I was talking to someone else on the phone, and they're having a medical issue, and I said, just for the heck of it, let me put it into ChatGPT and see what ChatGPT says. And I started reading off what ChatGPT said to him, and he said, wow, I didn't even know that. I'm going to bring that up with my doctor. Maybe we need to give ChatGPT the reins at this point. I don't know. I was watching that movie, The Name of the Rose. That's a movie from the 80s, I think. A Sean Connery movie from the 80s. Christian Slater was in it when he was 18 years old. Watching that movie, great film, highly recommended. It's on Peacock. It's the first thing I've watched on Peacock in a long time, since Night Court. Very, very cool idea that these monks are trying to solve the mystery of some murders going on in an abbot, not an abbot, monastery, there it is, in the 1300s. Highly engaging film, very fun to watch. Always a pleasure to watch Sean Connery be clever. That is cool. I always enjoy that. It was a lot of Sean Connery being clever and a young Christian Slater going, what? Are you sure? What? No, what? We can't, but you can't mean, what? No, it isn't. Is it? Man, he did a great job. Listen. This is not a critique of Christian Slater's acting, okay? But I noticed upon viewing this movie that every time they cut to Christian Slater, he just happened to be giving the exact same expression of being aghast. Sean Connery, I think the murderer is up there in the library, and it cuts to Christian Slater. And again, this isn't an acting critique. Dare I say, I might be pointing out a critique of the editing. We needed to get some alternative expressions. There needed to be a moment where he was a little less surprised. There were moments like that, but there was a lot of that happening. Because it's very Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Watson relationship. And I have nothing but respect for any character who's like the Watson to a Sherlock Holmes. Who wants to be Watson? Who wants to be Watson? I know they came out, Benedict Cumberbatch did his version of it, and Martin Freeman was Watson, and they were both well regarded, and I'm sure both of them loved playing those parts, and I'm sure they're very happy, and it was very fulfilling, and both did an amazing job. But are we sure? If you take Martin Freeman aside and you go, listen, you had to choose between this and Sherlock Holmes, you're telling me you wouldn't rather play Sherlock Holmes? And just privately, when no one else was around, wouldn't he go, yeah, I'd so rather be Sherlock Holmes. Yes, obviously. I'd rather be Sherlock Holmes. I've suffered enough. I've been the Hobbit. I've been Watson. I want to be Holmes for once. I'm sure of it. It's only been 8 minutes. Usually I can make these podcasts run for 13 minutes, but I don't want to overstay my welcome, even though I'm not sure anyone is listening. But I want to make sure I'm not overstepping. I'm not overstepping my welcome. There we go. I watched Nikki Glazer's monologue for the Golden Globes. Fantastic job, hilarious, very well written, excellent. Nothing but good things to say about it. Jealous? Of course I'm jealous. Yes. And this is where no, you should be happy for other people. You should be happy for them for their success. And there's room enough for all of us to be successful. And is there really? Is there room enough for all of us to be successful? I don't know. I don't know. I think there's only a specific number of spots. I think you know who knows the number of spots? You know the specific number? Santa. He knows. Santa Claus knows. That's why he's kicking the